This is video 1 of 6 of the 6 comma rules to write by. Each of these rules is important not just to editing and revising, but also to follow while you are writing. So our first comma rule is going to be about coordinating conjunctions. What we need to understand first, before we understand how to use commas before coordinating conjunctions, is that we need to understand first what a coordinating conjunction is. So a coordinating conjunction, we are often taught that fanboys is a good acronym to follow because it can stand for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. These are the most common used coordinating conjunctions. These are used to connect words, phrases, and clauses. When you're using coordinating conjunctions, we often use them to connect either to an independent clause to a dependent clause or two independent clauses. This rule is specifically for using commas before a coordinating conjunction when we are combining two independent clauses. An independent clause is just another word for a complete sentence. It expresses a complete thought. So when you're looking at these two examples here, the first one here, Ali works diligently to revise his writing, and he doesn't try to complete it all at once. The parts of the sentence in blue, Ali works diligently to revise his writing, is a complete sentence. That's an independent clause. He doesn't try to complete it all at once is also a complete sentence or an independent clause. When we try to vary our sentence structure in our writing, we often make what are called compound sentences. When we make compound sentences, that's where we combine two independent clauses using a coordinating conjunction. This particular sentence uses the coordinating conjunction and. You will see here that there is a comma before and because we're combining two independent clauses. The second example also combines two independent clauses. Isabel asks Yusuf to review her writing, but in return, she has to review his writing. Here we have two independent clauses. Isabel asks Yusuf to review her writing. That can be an independent clause. In return, she has to review his writing. That can also be an independent clause. Therefore, when we combine it using a coordinating conjunction, but like it's used here in this example, we have to have a comma before it. An example of when to not put a comma before a coordinating conjunction is when you have one independent clause and one dependent clause. So if you look at this last example, Ryan worked hard on his revisions and was happy with the final draft. Here, we could have the complete sentence, Ryan worked hard on his revisions. We could end that sentence there. It's a complete sentence. It's an independent clause. However, what comes after and, was happy with his final draft, is not a complete sentence. It is missing a subject. So that means we cannot put a comma before that conjunction. That goes for all of these coordinating conjunctions here. So make sure that when you are using a comma before a coordinating conjunction, that what comes after that conjunction is a complete sentence. If it is not, then you do not need a complete or a comma before that conjunction.